So, some very, very sad, depressing news that was released about Japan recently in regards to their low birth rate crisis. It's now a record ever as to there being more deaths than births last year in Japan. What is going on there? Let's check it out.
Almost 1 million more people died than were born in Japan last year, making it the steepest yearly population decline since records began.
Right? This is an all-time record, brothers. All-time record. This is insane. Let's check out even further.
Just over 686,000 babies were born in 2024, while nearly 1.6 million people died.
Pause. Wait, I should be laughing, right? You're telling me that just over 600k babies were born last year and 1.6 million Japanese people got deleted. Okay, what is going on? That's kind of watching. That's insane. That's an insane stat. What the hell is going on in Japan?
That means for every baby born, more than 2 people pass away. You can read more of the stats on the link below. Elderly people aged 65 and over now make up nearly 30% of Japan's population.
Whoa! What? No way! No way! That much? Elderly people, 60 and over, now represent 30% of the Japanese population. That's a lot. That's probably the oldest population in the world. Feel what? Are there even young people in Japan?
Second highest proportion in the world after Monaco, according to the World Bank. The Japanese government has tried to increase birth rates, with incentives like free childcare, flexible working hours, and paid parental leave. But it's not having much impact, and the nation's healthcare and pension systems are feeling the squeeze. High living costs, stagnant wages, and a rigid work culture put many young people off starting families, and entrenched gender roles often leave women with limited support as primary caregivers.
Yo, okay, Theo, we need to discuss this, right? What is going on in Japan, because now that means that there ain't a lot of young people in Japan. There isn't a lot of young people, particularly young women, and that's a problem, Theo. It's a problem where 1.6 million people got deleted last year, but only just over 600k babies were born. But that's an insane, crazy stat that I can't even fathom. What is going on there, Theo? The causes. Can we as passport bros do something about that? And I know this might sound crazy. I said in the past, Phil, right? I really do believe that Japan needs passport bros, right, to go out there and just get cracking with some Japanese chicks. And Phil, right? Let Japan know that I got 1 million brothers waiting in the background to get flights over there to Tokyo, Osaka, Fukuoka, Yamanashi, whatever, right? And get cracking with some Japanese girls, bro. Because at that point, Phil, I think that's what they need, Phil. And I know all about, the work culture. I know all about, blah, 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 right? I'm just taking it from a passport perspective. Give us a call and we'll get dudes over there. It's no game anymore, Phil. Look at that first, brother.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What you're seeing in Japan is what you're going to see in the United States in the next 20 years. Yeah, this is coming. And it's just a question of time. So they're not... I'm looking at what people would say, seeing a shape. My God, look. Japanese people aren't putting out. And if you look at the West... how many in Gen Z also, how many men in Gen Z also aren't active in the same manner. So if this continues, the population is going to drop in both countries, like dramatically. And this is one of the problems of feminism, because feminism teaches that being a mother is a form of slavery. So it's better to go into an office and be a slave to a corporation than make your own family who loves you. This is the problem. So I'm just saying that right now, that is a problem. Of course, I'm all for procreation, but even if we got 10,000 more passport bros into Japan, that wouldn't change anything. They're not going to breed. Just the way it is. If we go 10,000 passport bros in Brazil or Colombia, they'll be yeah, there'll be a population increase because those women are ready to go, right? But Japanese women ain't ready to go right now.
Damn. Phil, so I want to follow up, right? Why aren't Japanese women ready to go? Because, Phil, do you think it's a problem with capitalism? Do you feel like,
Yeah.
women shouldn't even be working if we're going to be real here, because man and woman both working away from the home. A lot of women watch their boss, loyal to a company, right? Career this, career that. But you got to be a mother, right? Phil, do you think that's a problem, capitalism? And
I agree with you. It's a factor of capitalism because you're okay. So like an OL in Japan, like an OL office lady, right? She has a junior college degree. She makes about $3,000 a month. Well, when she lives at home with her parents, she can go on vacation once a quarter. I mean, when I'm talking vacation, she can go to Hawaii or, France for a week. And then she can buy designer clothes. And then she can also save $1,000 a month because she lives at home with her parents. So in that case, like you have a man, right? So the man is, let's say the man is not making $3,000 a month. Let's just say he's making $3,600, right? The expectations of the man is so great that he can't really fulfill them compared to what the woman is doing. Even though he's making $600 more per month, the woman's expectations are greatly delusional. You're seeing this also in China. So in that case, nothing really happens. And then the guy just says, screw it. Like, I can't believe the amount of work I have to do for $3,600, and women say it's nothing. So I'm just not going to participate anymore. And then that's it. That's you see it in China, in Japan. Same kind of dynamic. And it's coming over here. And I think it's good that we have this in the States as well. But we don't have it nearly as strong as what we have in Japan and right now in China. So, question of time.
First, how do past roles tackle this risk seriously? Because that's a lot of old people in Japan. That's a lot of old people, 30%. To me, it appears that in the future there could become a scarcity of Japanese women in the future, which is also a problem, right? So how do we as past roles who are interested in Japanese women living in Japan, how do we tackle that? Is it the sooner you get to Japan, the better? Or should we take Japan off our list and focus on different countries, realistically, Theo? What's your thoughts?
I think that if you want to have an amazing relationship with a woman, it's kind of like a fantasy, it's kind of like manga, go to Japan. Yeah, and that's fine. But if you want a family, you have to be with a woman who looks at you and says, impregnate me. And Japanese women don't say that. So if you're with a Filipina, you're at Jolie, I think it's called Jolie. You're eating some food at a booth someplace, and you've been dating her for a little while. She's looking at you like, I want you to knock me up. That's what she wants. Thai, same kind of idea. Brazil, Colombia, Peru, same kind of thing. So you have women who are fertile, who are looking at you and saying, be nice to me, be loyal to me, and I will give you a family. And if the women ain't thinking that way, you're not going to have a family. Just the way it is. You have a limitation then. And then, of course, it ricochets back on the women, because if men see that there's so many less women available for procreation, then the men stop participating. And this is where you start having, societal problems. I think that Japan's population will decrease by 1/3 before they start even beginning to tackle this.
Damn. Yo, so can this be salvaged, Phil, or is it? Some people say it's over. Completely,
over.
Like Japan, it's over.
It's over. Yeah. The 30% decrease is not going to happen. There's no way. Of course, we have that report in the West that what, 45% of Western women by 2030 will be single and childless. And I keep on telling people that's a rookie number. It's not going to be 45. It's going to be well over 50. And it's that we're very much accelerating. And it's the same kind of problem that we're having with capitalism. As long as women have, they have a job and then they have bonkers idea of what their worth is regarding procreation, as long as they have that, population will not increase. It's literally impossible. You have to go to a place like Brazil, the countryside. You're talking to some Brasileira for like 6 or 7 months, and she's like, "Hey, you're a really nice guy. I want to have a family. I'm here. Hi," like that. Like, but you're not going to get that in the West. Like, you're going to get more like, "Yeah, we can smash, but I have a job, blah, 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 blah. I'm not procreating." That's all it is. It's a fundamental point. I'm not procreating. So if you want to procreate, why are you with that woman? Does it make sense?
Wow. I wonder what happens to Japan's land and the culture. It's a shame. Hopefully they fix it, or else I'm really going to get a bunch of passport bros there and do one last mission for that country and get those women knocked up and see what happens from there. And a man can dream, right? A man can dream.
I'd say if you really want a family with an Asian woman, I'm looking at the chat now, some parts I'm kind of agreeing. Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, the Philippines, those women are ready to go. As long as you're nice to them, respectful, love them, and support the family. And we're not talking about a new iPad every month or a new iPhone every year or anything like that. It's basic support. Then they'll make your kids. But a lot of these people, a lot of these women have expectations that are just straight out delusional.
But Japanese women are very unique. The way they act, the way they look is very, very unique. But if you know what I'm talking about, that whole kawaii essence of blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But they're very unique. Plus, I'll be real with you, right? Out of all East Asian women, Japanese women are the one that like black men the most. Chinese women, I don't think so. That's not happening with a Chinese woman unless you're very light skinned, and even that's a problem as well. Korean 50-50. I went there in 2023. It wasn't too sweet as a dark skinned brother, right? But Japan, it hit home for me and other brothers too. If you're a black guy and you are well spoken and you're not picky, you're not rare, you dress well, you can get a Japanese chick, and they're the ones that do like black men the most out of all East Asian women. So that's why a lot of us we need them feel like they can't just go away from us. I'm keeping a buck feel. I'm keeping a buck.
That's why I say you can get that relationship and it could be magical, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have children. But you can have a magical relationship. Dating a Japanese woman is pure magic. I'm just saying, it's wonderful. But if you're asking her do you want to have a kid? Okay, so in marriage, what are you going to do to have a kid? And then you put a ring on it, and then you see what her actions are. That's the issue. So is she going to procreate? That's all you do is just go to that one point. Is she going to procreate? And she's like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what is more likely? She's going to go on 2 luxurious vacations per year abroad on your dime, or she's going to procreate. The reality is she's going to go on vacation. Yeah. I'm just being honest. I know it sounds like, again, I'm being more and more influenced by BGS. So I'm just giving more of a dreary look, but I'm just being honest because our groups are pretty big right now, and we're seeing places like, where are we seeing men reproducing? Colombia, Brazil. Yeah, they're getting freaks on. They're making kids. Whereas I let's say I know some men who are trying to make kids in Thailand, But let's say this: the women are giving no opposition to this. They're pretty much like, yeah, we need to have. She wants to have a kid, and then in the Philippines, yeah, men have kids. Yeah, I've seen it. I have students who have kids from the Philippines. So you're just being honest. Like, where are the guys going to make the child? Right? You're not seeing it in Germany. You're seeing men get married in Germany, right? But where are you seeing the kids? It's not in Germany. Women are getting their freak on with black men. Yeah, they're not making kids.
Damn. Wow.